Welcome. Today we are going to learn how to manage the officer positions in your portal. So let's go ahead and get started. When you first get to engage, your home screen should look a little bit like this. Once you scroll down just a bit, you will see all of the organizations that you are part of underneath memberships. So go ahead and select the organization that you want to manage the positions for. Once I select Sandbox and my page loads, I can click this Manage Organization button right here in the right-hand corner. And then a blank page will appear. Don't worry, just look to the left-hand side of your screen and click these three lines, and then you'll see some more options start to appear. So scrolling down to My Organizations, you're going to click the gear icon to the right of the organization that you're managing. Since we are working with positions, we are going to click the roster tool. Once you click the roster tool, this is what your page will look like. You will see all of your memberships that already exist, all of the positions that are already assigned to them. So first thing we're going to learn is, how do I assign a position to a member? Great question. So first, let's look at our members and let's see who we want to assign a position to. Let's look at Elizabeth. So Elizabeth actually is supposed to be the senior executive officer of our organization, but right now they are not assigned any position. Let's go ahead and fix that. To update Elizabeth's position, we're just going to click this pencil icon to the right side of their name. And once we select it, we're going to see all the positions that we have available to us to give to them. So as soon as I start scrolling, I see Senior Executive Officer right here. To assign this position to Elizabeth, I would just select Senior Executive Officer and hit Save. Once I hit save, you can see this green message pop up that says positions have been updated. To make sure that it worked, I'm just going to scroll down and there you have it. You see Elizabeth's position is now the Senior Executive Officer. Now, the next thing we're going to need to learn is, how do I remove an officer position? Also a great question. So we have a few senior executive officers in here now, but as we know, Elizabeth is our only senior executive officer. So let's go through and remove this position from Francesca, from Kaylee, from Miguel, and from Vera. Okay? So it's this easy. All you're going to do is exactly what you just did to assign the position. You're going to click the pin icon to the right-hand side, scroll down the position, unselect it, and hit save. And once you scroll down, you'll see that that position has also been removed from Francesca. You would just repeat this for any position or member that you wanted to remove a position from. Amazing. So now we've learned a little bit more about how we can assign a position and how we can remove a position from our members. But now we're going to answer another question. How can we rename these positions that exist? Because I don't call my president a senior executive officer. That's a great question. Right now, I'm going to teach you how you can rename any of these positions to be whatever you want it to be. So to rename a position, you're going to be on your roster tool already, and you're going to select this Manage Positions button right next to the Invite People button. Once you click the Manage Positions button, your positions will look a little bit like this with a few exceptions. So once you look inside of this Manage Positions page, you're going to see all of the positions that are available for you to edit. Right now, I want to change my Senior Executive Officer to the name of President, because that's what we call them in my organization. So to do that, I would select the position of Senior Executive Officer, and I would go right up here to the top, and I would rename it to whatever I wanted it to be. In this case, I want it to be President. So now that I have renamed the position to President, I'm going to double check all these settings and then hit Save. So right here, this is an officer. If it is an officer, you can select member, and you can also show if you want your position to show on a public roster. This means that anyone who looks up the organization is going to be able to see your name. If you don't want that, you would just uncheck this, and then you wouldn't appear when somebody searched up the organization's roster. The management access for a lot of these positions is going to be preset already, so you won't even have to worry about any of these background details. You're just going to hit Save. Once you hit save, you can double check that the position was renamed by looking within this list. You can now see that there is no senior executive officer. However, there is a president. So you can see that right here, we have named it president, but under the template, it is still listed as senior executive officer. This is how you know that you did it right. So to check and make sure that our president was renamed officially, let's head back to the roster. All right, we're back at our roster. And if we scroll down to our Elizabeth Caputo, who was our senior executive officer, we can now see that they have been renamed to the position of president. And so now you know how to rename any of these positions to be more relevant to your organization. If you have any other questions, let us know.